we're going to have an initial meeting with our client where we're discussing their scope, what is that they want to do. When we're discussing the scope with them, we will understand whether it's a laneway, garden suite, or anything else that needs to be done. That actually changes a lot of the approach. If it's like a renovation or an addition or a full garden suite or a house, those are different approaches. They would have a different approach. Then pretty much we would have a quick consultation where I will explain the client what they're looking for. That will include, because most of the time the client, when they call you for construction, they're not aware of many things. Of course, I will explain to them that, surprise, surprise, you're going to need permits in order to build something. Because people are like, oh, really? I need permits to renovate my own house? Yes, you do need a permit to renovate your own house. So we're going to discuss permits. We're going to discuss the timelines for that. I usually explain to them that those are two different phases of the construction. You've got the design phase, the permit phase, and the construction phase. Clearly, we're explaining the client what we're doing for them because it's overwhelming the client a lot to call in. It's like, I want you to come to my house to tell me how much this construction is going to cost to me. For me. And instead of that, you all of a sudden hear, oh, before you call me to your house, you need to do A, B, C, D. And they're like, hold on, I thought I just need to call you in to break my first floor or like second floor or just, and build it back. And you're telling me that I need to get a permit, so we explain that to our client. We explain the design phase. We explain the permit phase and the construction phase, approximately how long everything takes. Now, because we're doing it for almost 20 years now, it's very simple to estimate the design phase. Okay? We know how long approximately in average it takes for clients to settle on a design. So if we're talking, for example, about renovation in an existing house, we'll tell them, well, probably the design is going to take approximately between 3 to 4 weeks to create. Okay, so something like that. Or if it's an addition, or if it's because then exterior is involved. So we know approximately how long it takes. And after that, we discuss the permit phase. Because what happens is, as soon as this design confirmed, now you got to show, you got to submit the drawings to the municipality for permits. That's where the municipality needs to approve whatever you're doing structurally, whatever you're doing HVAC-wise, which is mechanically, plumbing-wise, electrical-wise, although it's not really to the municipality, it's more ESA. It's a separate organization. ESA, it's Electrical Association.
Service Association?
No, Electrical, I think Electrical Services Association, yes. So
Space.
ESA, and they come for a separate inspection.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we explain all that to the client. And we tell the client how long the second stage will take, which is the permits, which usually take, depending on what you do, it can take from, and depending where you do. Like interior alteration right now in Toronto can take up to a couple of weeks.
Which city is the fastest?
Toronto.
Toronto?
Toronto would have a fast track process right now. If you don't do anything outside of the house, it's pretty much they will approve your permits within a week to 2.
Oh, that's quick.
Okay? Yeah. If you do your drawing right, it's within a week.
They just hired more people?
No, they just
AI.
believe it or not, yes. They just
really?
What they did is 2 different things. Before they used to check everything, and then they realized, well, why do we need to check? Let's say structural. We'll make sure that the structural engineer signs the paperwork, and they are responsible for it, not us.
Yeah.
Why are we checking structural if there is a stamp of the engineer? So there's a fast track right now that where they just check pretty much building codes, everything that has to do with Ontario building code. The rest is so fast track for that. And then, but again, other jobs don't have fast track.
But not every city is like us?
No. No,
Wow.
not every city is like that. Usually for interior alteration drawing, like for example, if you go to Richmond Hill, that will take you almost 2 months
2 months.
to get the permits. Yes.
That's
Yeah. Which is very important, but because sometimes you think you're going to start your construction this year and you can't. But anyways, we explained all that to our client, how the how long second phase takes, and they can kind of understand the design phase with the permit phase. By that time, we are able also to give them, because again, we know the scope, concrete price and proposal for those 2 phases, which is design and permits.
permit. Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we can never give an exact answer to our client how long would it take to build and how much it would cost. The reason is very simple. We don't really know the procurements and what kind of techniques we're going to use until we actually designed and had structural, mechanical, and all the drawings done. As soon as we have all the drawings, we know what kind of HVAC system we're going to have, what kind of plumbing we're going to have, what kind of finishes we're going to have, what kind of kitchen we're going to have, what kind of walls we're going to have, insulation, and all that kind of stuff.
Are there no templates?
No. Many things have to do based on building code, based on
Fully customized.
sorry?
Like fully customized, right? Like
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Everything is customized
Yeah.
based on codes and based on definitions. For an example, if you're doing an addition as a 3-seasonal room and it's not heated, you don't have insulation. So the cost for this room will be, of course, less than if you do the same finishes as an livable addition.
But with the
But now you're going to have also insulation involved, HVAC system involved, or like heaters or whatever, and all that needs to be figured out. If you put heaters under windows, that's going to be X amount of money. If you connect to the existing system, push HVAC to it, it's going to be Y amount of money. If you put another unit just for that addition, Z amount of money. So those can change, and people don't realize that. So that's why we usually do not know how much construction will cost. If it's something that we did before, which usually we do, we know approximately the amount. We can give a ballpark, but it's not accurate. Okay?
Yeah, so how do you approach this conversation then?
Sorry?
How do you approach this conversation then? Like, it's kind of, if I'm a client
simple.
and I'm being told it's somewhere between 50 and 300,000.
Yes.
Like, well,
Yeah,
that's
so-
a Honda Civic and a Rolls Royce,
So first of all, it's not between 50
well,
and 300.
I'm exaggerating.
If we're looking into cars, it would be, let's say, the difference. Are we getting a Honda Civic or are we getting a Tesla 3, Model 3?
Aren't they the
Both
same
of
price?
them, no.
No?
Both of them are on the same scale, but those are different prices. One is electrical, cost you less maintenance in the future, so therefore it's more expensive. The other one is regular and everything and basic. So you can come to construction, you can do exactly the same thing. You can have a basic construction, so we know how much it's going to cost, or you can say, well, you know what? I want to beef it up with sound insulation. I want to beef it up with different with hardwood engineered flooring instead of laminated flooring, or I want to have a better kitchen instead of a regular kitchen. The regular kitchen can be X amount of. So you don't know that, but the appetite always comes with the meal, and this is why when you're telling your client that it's going to cost approximately this amount of money, you usually look at the basics.
Yes, and then they start saying, "I want this and this and this."
Yeah, exactly.
And the screen starts,
Exactly.
dollar signs start dropping.
Exactly. But you can't. And as I said, the appetite comes with the meal, because what happens is this: you give them an amount, and they go to the store and they're like, "Well, laminated is like $350, let's say, as $250 a square foot." But engineered is $5. It's just double. We're looking at 700-800 square feet.
What's the benefit?
Sorry?
What's the benefit?
We're not going to go into it. We're trying to make a point. So it's like the benefit that it's just better. Okay? It's real wood, engineered versus cheap stuff that, might get...
I just don't know what it means, like engineered wood.
So engineered, it's like like hardwood, but engineered, which means it's more durable than regular hardwood.
Oh.
Okay? So there are pluses and minuses, but we don't have all the time in the world to get into it. But I'll be happy if people are interested to discuss that as well. So and then you go to the store and you're like, well, faucet is like $150, but this one is better, only $40 more. Let's get the better one. And that's how everything goes higher up. So with that being said, back to the original discussion, which is our question. So those are the three things we discuss with the client. First of all, we'll tell them how long the design phase take, how long the permit phase take, and how I can actually discuss how long the construction phase take, because it doesn't matter which faucet you put in, you know how long it takes. It doesn't matter which flooring you put in, it still takes a certain amount of time to install it. So I tell them that with approximate prices. Now, then what we explain to our client in the same meeting, that you don't need to worry about the full thing. You need to worry about this phase one thing. You need to create the drawing, submit it to the city, and while it's in the city for permits, we pretty much create full scope and full price to the point, to the penny, how much everything is going to cost. Because now when everything is on the drawing will show us, like for an example, architectural drawing will show us dimensions of walls. So we know how many dimensions of rooms, I mean. So we will know how many square feet our rooms are. We know how many linear feet walls are. We know how much lumber we need. We know how many plywoods we need for flooring. We know how much flooring area there will be for flooring and all that. So we can calculate an exact price. We know what kind of beams we're going to use now. We know what kind of headers are around window, what kind of lintels, what kind of windows.
And that's after design phase.
Exactly. Oh, that's pretty much while it's already in the city.
We're waiting
for permits.
Right.
So we're creating a full scope. Like this scope is within the approximation that we made originally. But now we have a concrete price. And that's the second phase, which is the construction phase, where we submit it to the client. Our client approves the scope and everything. And now